Because it was you, episode 21, something about the way you stay. The sun finally broke through the clouds the next day, glancing off puddles, catching in the branches of the half-bare trees. Wei sat on the front steps of the dormitory, head tilted back, face bathed in soft golden light. Chen stood just inside the doorway, watching him quietly. There was something about the way Wei sat there. So still, so open, so unafraid, that made Chen's chest ache. Not because he wanted to ruin it, but because he didn't know how to deserve it. He stepped outside without thinking, the old wooden door creaking shut behind him. Wei opened one eye lazily, grinning up at him. "Sun's out," Wei said, as if that explained everything. Maybe it did. Chen dropped onto the step beside him, close enough to feel the heat radiating from Wei's body, close enough to make his fingers itch to reach out. He shoved his hands into his jacket pockets instead. They sat in silence for a while, watching students pass by, watching leaves drift down from the trees, watching the world move on without them. And it should have been awkward. It should have felt strange. But it didn't. It felt easy. It felt like breathing. It felt like maybe, even if Chen never found the words he needed, Wei would still understand. Wei shifted slightly, his shoulder brushing against Chen's. He didn't move away. Neither did Chen. "You know," Wei said after a while, "you're not as tough as you act." Chen shot him a look. Wei smirked. "It's not a bad thing." He leaned back on his elbows, staring up at the brightening sky. "You care too much. You just don't know where to put it yet." Chen swallowed around the lump in his throat. He wanted to argue, wanted to deny it, but he couldn't. Because somehow, Wei had always seen through him, even when Chen tried his hardest to stay hidden. "I don't mind," Wei added casually, as if he hadn't just cracked Chen's heart open with a few careless words. "You're not the only one carrying too much." Chen turned his head slowly, meeting Wei's gaze head-on. For a moment, everything else fell away. The noise, the fear, the endless pushing and pulling. It was just them. Two boys trying to be brave in a world that had taught them to be afraid. And somehow, without meaning to, without trying to, Wei stayed. Even when Chen didn't know how to ask him to. Even when Chen didn't know how to stay himself. Narrator. Some people stay. Not because you ask them to. Not because you deserve it. But because they see something in you. You forgot how to see yourself. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of love that saves you. When you don't even know you need saving. Chapter 39, Before the Healing Starts. It was late when they got back to the dorm. The hallway lights flickered slightly, casting long, uncertain shadows across the floor. Wei fumbled with his keys, still laughing quietly about something stupid Chen had muttered under his breath. But Chen's smile didn't quite reach his eyes. Not tonight. Something was still weighing him down, pulling at the edges of his heart. Wei noticed. Of course he noticed. He always noticed. Inside the room, Chen dropped heavily onto his bed, rubbing his hands over his face. Wei shut the door with a soft click, crossed the room, and sat on the floor across from him, knees drawn up, arms draped lazily over them. He didn't say anything at first. Just waited. Chen peeked at him through his fingers. What? Wei shrugged. Waiting for you to stop pretending you're fine. Chen dropped his hands into his lap with a sigh. I'm tired, Wei. I know. I'm angry. I know that too. Chen leaned back against the wall, staring up at the cracked ceiling. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. Wei rested his chin on his arms, studying him quietly. You don't have to know. Chen blinked, glancing at him. Wei smiled faintly. You just have to stay. Chen's throat tightened. Stay. It sounded so simple when Wei said it. It sounded like breathing. Like living. Like hope. It's not that easy, Chen muttered. Wei tilted his head. I didn't say it would be easy. He pushed himself up to sit on Chen's bed, the mattress dipping slightly under his weight. But it's easier when you're not doing it alone. Chen stared at him. At the boy who kept showing up, even when Chen gave him every reason not to. At the boy who stayed, even when Chen didn't know how to ask him to. Maybe especially because Chen didn't know how. Wei bumped his shoulder lightly against Chen's. You don't have to fix everything tonight. Chen closed his eyes, leaning into the touch without thinking. Wei didn't move away. Just stayed there. Solid and warm and real. Just. Wei said softly, don't give up yet. Chen opened his eyes slowly, the tightness in his chest easing. Just a little. Just enough to breathe. Maybe healing didn't start all at once. Maybe it started with small things. With stubborn boys. And broken ceilings. And promises too soft to be spoken out loud. Narrator. Before the healing starts, there's the ache. The fear. The night spent wondering if you're too broken to be saved. But sometimes, all it takes is one person, willing to sit with you in the wreckage, and wait until you're ready to build something new. Thank you for watching episode 21 of Because It Was You. If this story touched your heart, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world to us and helps more people discover this beautiful journey. See you in the next episode.